Hello everyone. In this video you are going to learn probability. I am going to start probability with this video. So before starting probability we should know couple of terms. The first term we should know, that is experiment. What's the meaning of experiment? To do something. If you perform anything, do something simple one, I am going to do one experiment. I am throwing a die, tossing a coin, giving exam. These are all experiment we are doing. Now when this experiment will turn to random experiment. Random experiment, when I am doing that experiment under some certain condition. So what is the certain condition means? Suppose I do math each and every day. So that's one experiment. So random experiment, if I just change it, I do 10 sums each and every day. So I have fixed that how many sums I am going to do. I will throw a die for 4. That's random experiment. Experiment, I will throw a die. Hence I don't know. So if I will do experiment or random experiment, I will get what? I will get some result. So those results are known as outcome. So if I write all the outcome in one set, that is known as sample space. Suppose I am throwing a die. If I throw a die for 100 or 1000 number of times, I will get 400 times, 2 for 200 times, like this. But total sample space will be only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because we know that set is the collection of distinct objects. So only the distinct element we have to write there. So that is known as sample space. Now another term we should know, that is equally likely. So what's there in equally likely? Before throwing a die, I don't know which event will come. 1, 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. So chances of any of this out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are all equally likely. Next one, that is mutually exclusive and mutually exhaustive. So these two are very important terms, mutually exclusive and mutually exhaustive. What does this mean? Mutually exclusive means suppose I am giving one exam out of 10, I am getting 6. So that means I am not getting any other number, I am getting 6 only. So mutually exclusive tells us that we can't get 2 outcomes simultaneously for a particular random experiment. I throw a die, I can get any of this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But if I will get a 3, if I won't perform the random experiment once again, I won't get any other outcome. So that stands for mutually exclusive. And what is mutually exhaustive? Mutually exhaustive tells us that if I throw a die, I will get hit. Possible? No. So mutually exhaustive tells us that if I will perform that random experiment, I will get any of the outcome from the sample space. Whatever the elements is there in sample space, any of this I will get. So that is the concept of. So now, if I will go for the definition of probability. So what the definition of probability tells us? Suppose for any random experiment, we have y number of outcomes. For any random experiment, we have y number of outcomes which are mutually exclusive, exhaustive and equally likely. So that means we are just unbiased. No chance that both the sides of the coin is hit, like this. Then for any event, if we have x number of outcomes favorable to that event, any event, x number of outcomes is favorable to that event, then probability of that event is equals to x divided by y. In numerator we are going to write the number of favorable outcomes, and in denominator the things come, that is the total number of outcomes. Suppose I am throwing a die. The number of outcomes I will get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? Now, if I try to find out probability of multiple of 3, that's by event. How many cases are there which favors the multiple of 3? 1 and 2. Right? So, probability of that event will be favorable outcome divided by total number of outcome, which is 6. Answer should be always in simplified form. You can represent the answer in percentage form, but the answer will always be in the simplified form. Now, probability of not multiple of 3. So, not multiple of 3, how many outcomes are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 outcomes are there. So, that time it will be 4 divided by 6. So, 2 divided by 3. Right? So, now if I just further discuss is, so probability of any event PA equals to x divided by 1. Now, what will be the probability of not A, or rather probability of A complement, or rather another term A complement? We can write A complement like this also, or we can write A complement like this. So, all these are the same term, not A complement, A complement, A complement, these are the same thing. Now, out of this y, if x number of outcome favors A, then y minus x number of outcomes will favor A complement. Just check here. There are 2 outcomes which favors multiple of 3. So, which means that 4 outcome, from where this 4 is coming? 6 minus 2. So, this 4 number of outcomes which is not multiple of 3, right? So, y minus x number of outcomes is in favor of not A. So, what will be probability of not A or A complement? That will be y minus x divided by y. That is y divided by y minus x divided by y. That is 1 minus x divided by y. What was x divided by y? That was PA, right? So, can we write the probability of A complement, and this x minus A will come this side. Next line. So, probability of A complement plus probability of A is always equals to 1. Right? So, probability of it will rain plus probability of it will not rain. Sum will be equals to 1. Now, again, probability of A is equals to x divided by y. So, this favorable outcome x, from where this favorable outcome x is coming? That is coming from y. So, the value of x has to be less than equals to y. Right? Maximum value of x can be equals to y. So, what will be the value of x divided by y? That will be less than equals to 1. So, probability of any event will always be less than equals to 1. Maximum value can be 1. Don't get the answer of probability as 2, 3. Sorry, sum is wrong. Now, what is the minimum value of this x? Just check. If I tell you in this sum, find the probability of any number more than 8. Since there is no favorable outcome which is more than 8, so it will be 0 divided by 6, that's why it becomes 0, right? So, the minimum value of x will be equals to 0. So, what is the probability that time? 0 divided by y, which is 0. So, probability of any event will always lie between 0 and 1, right? So, when this will come 0 and when this will come 1, for this you need to learn 2 terms. One is impossible event and one is sure event. Impossible event, already I have given one example. If I throw a die more than 8, not possible, so that time probability is 0. Probability of 1. If I throw a die, I will get any of the first 6 natural numbers. What are the first 6 natural numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I throw a die, I will surely get any of these first 6 natural numbers. So this one sure event. So that time probability will be 1. So probability will lie in between 0 and 1. Answer can be given in fraction or in percentage. So that's it from now. Next video I am going to discuss one important example in probability, that on die how we will calculate. Thank you.